Hi there, it's Lindsay Broadbent with eXp Realty, your local real estate agent. Today, I wanted to create a video on whether or not you should try to sell your house yourself. So we call that a FSBO, which is a first sale by owner. And if you're just getting into the market or looking to buy or sell, or you've been in it a while, just want to make sure you understand what a FSBO is. We call it a FSBO, first sale by owner. And I also wanted to invite you to go onto my business Facebook page. I did a live also on FSBOs, but it was on the buying end of a first sale by owner. So it was basically the pros and cons of being a buyer buying a first sale by owner. And then today, this video is going to be on whether you as a seller, what the pros and cons are, or benefits for being a for sale by owner, selling it yourself. That means only you might provide compensation to a buyer's agent, but otherwise you are not having representation. So in all honesty, there aren't too many pros to do it yourself. It is a lot of work for yourself and a lot of liability, but I really feel that people that want to sell their house themselves really see the pros as saving money. So maybe you're thinking, well, hey, it's a seller's market, which it is right now. I could save a lot of money by not paying commissions. And the typical commissions is 6%, 3% goes to a buyer's agent, 3% goes to the listing agent, and then of course it's broken down from there. The broker gets their percentage, the government, taxes, our marketing, all of our expenses, and then we see what's left. As a seller, most of my sellers, they're all money motivated, which is nothing wrong with that. Us agents, we're money motivated too. We want to get you the highest price so we can get the most money too. And we get the most money for our sellers and they're happy. And that's our job. We want to get you the most money. So I understand why you want to save the 6%. But also to let you know that 90% of buyers work with agents. So if you are not going to pay a buyer's agent commission, which is 3 to maybe 2.5%, depending on the sales price, you're limiting yourself to the market, 10% of the buyer's market. You're limiting yourself if you're not going to pay that buyer's agent commission. So you went from 6% to saving to 3% now. Okay. So that's kind of, I always like to be honest and make sure you understand up front what your pros and cons are for this situation, right? So the cons, I picked out 5 that I feel are very big, probably the biggest ones that I think you need to understand when you're trying to make that decision. Should I list it or should I do it myself? So the 5 biggest cons are leaving money at the table. Your liability is actually increased, so possibility being sued. Organizing your showings can be a little bit hectic and stressful, right? Especially right now, tons of showings. Collecting offers, so you're collecting your offers and somehow being able to compare them to see which is best for you in your specific situation. And lastly, getting lowball offers, because clients, the other buyers thinking, well, they're saving 6%, so I could probably take a little bit off the sales price. So those are the main 5 topics or main cons that I want to address today. But going back to leaving money at the table. So as agents, we know the market. We know we can pull your property up and we can see what's sold. And you as consumers can go on to Zillow and you can get his estimate. Don't go by his estimate, please. They're like 9 times out of 10 wrong. So please don't base the sales price of if you're selling it yourself off his estimate. Please don't do that. Look at what other houses have sold and things like that, please. So what if you price it wrong? What if you underprice it? I mean, that could really hurt you, right? Because you're not gonna get as much for the sale of your house, but hey, you're saving 6% on commissions, right? Possibly, or 3%, but you're also missing out on marketing. So as agents, we spend lots and lots of money on social media, print mail, all kinds of marketing for our clients. We take on that cost for you to get it in front of as many buyers as possible. And that is hugely important, especially in the seller's market. You're getting multiple offers, tons of showing, 50, 60, some more showings coming in. And that's from our marketing. It's not just because you put it on Zillow or you put a sign out in your house. You're not going to get that exposure, which then limits the amount of showings you're going to have, which then limits the amount of offers, which could be, who knows, maybe you're missing out on a couple cash offers you could have gotten if you had marketed it properly with an agent. But again, is that 6% really saving you? When we're in a market where our sellers are getting $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 over asking. And if you're not getting your house out there, how are you going to get that above asking price where you think you're saving? Let's just say if you're a $200,000 house, 6% is $12,000. That's $12,000, but if you never got that over asking price, $20,000 over, you could have made another $8,000 on the sale of your house. Plus, right now with this crazy seller's market, I have my clients are actually paying the commissions for the seller. So right now you wouldn't even have to pay commissions possibly. And you'd get all that extra over asking price. Possibly. I can't guarantee anything, but that's what's happening right now. So again, is it really worth saving the 6%? Plus, too, let's just say you didn't want to limit your buyer pool, to that 10% that I said that, because 90% of buyers work with buyer's agents. Say you open that up and you're going to pay that 3%, but you're going to have your own lawyer look at the paperwork, just to make sure it's all legal and everything is good. You just spent, lawyers are not cheap. They're expensive. You probably almost spent close to what that other 2.5%, 3% would have cost you. And they're not going to negotiate for you. They're not going to go over inspection reports with you or, any other sort of negotiation pieces. They're not going to do that kind of stuff. That's our job. That's why you hire us to do that. So in a sense, you could have just paid the 3% to a listing agent. But again, it's you guys, you have to decide what's best for you. So moving on to number 2, increasing your liability. So in real estate, we have a form called a seller's disclosure, and we give it to all of our sellers. And then the buyer, when they go to buy, signs this as well. So on this seller's disclosure, we have our sellers disclose any kind of repairs they've made, any problems with the property. Let's just say every time it rains, it floods in the basement. Maybe they put it on an addition and they disclose they did get permits. Well, that can be a huge, huge issue. You go buy a for sale by owner and they put on an addition and you didn't know if they got permits, and all of a sudden township's coming back at you. There can be some real big problems if you don't have that form and that seller isn't disclosing all those issues. And that form is actually, it's to protect the buyer and the seller so that everyone knows the good, bad, and the ugly of that house. And that form holds true for 2 years. So you can get sued up to 2 years if you don't disclose something. But if you don't even have that form, you're really opening up yourself, for some lawsuits. That is really, really important. Number 3, organizing showings. We're having, anywhere from 20 to 70, 80 showings on a property in a couple days. And we have a system called Showing Time that we pay for and provide for our clients. And that breaks down all the showings by, 15-minute, half-hour increments. Some are 45 increments, so that all the agents and their clients can get in by a certain time that's specified by the seller, that they're okay when people are coming in to take a look at the property. And it's all easily organized for you. Can you imagine you getting 70 some phone calls and trying to organize all those showings yourself? You'd be pulling your hair out. Now, granted, if you're not putting it on Zillow and you're not, if you're only doing Zillow, you're only putting a sign out, you're not going to get that many showings requests. So maybe you wouldn't be pulling your hair out. But if you were marketing it and had an agent, you'd be getting those showings and you'd be getting, those requests. But we have a system and it does it for you, and it's great and it's super and it's easy and it's convenient. We know who's going in your house, who's coming in and out. We have it all, so we can break it down real easy, and it's just so much easier for our sellers. So that's really a really good and easy piece. And I also want to add, it's 85% of for sale by owners end up listing, and they list within 3 weeks. But that 3 weeks, you could have lost a whole bunch of buyers, or the market could have gone down and you lost that marketing time that you could have gotten your house on the market and got more money. So keep that in mind just when you're trying to think, should I just throw it on the market, or not throw it on the market, just put it up for sale by owner and see what happens. If you're really wanting to sell, you shouldn't wait around, especially not right now if interest rates are increasing and things like that. Who knows what's going to happen. But moving on to number 4, collecting offers. So collecting offers it's a great thing, and it's also super stressful when it comes to, well, I got 15 offers, I got 10 offers, even 5 offers. Now, how do I compare them? And if you're a for sale by owner, you're probably looking at these contracts and you're like, well, what does this mean? How does this compare? Well, this person said they wanted to do these inspections, and this person wanted to do these inspections, and how do I compare that to, they're going to pay this closing costs, or they have this type of loan? What's going to be expected of me from an appraisal if say my house, the appraiser comes in and says you have peeling paint and you have to put railings up and you have to do all this stuff? Who's responsible for that? And you might have that buyer's agent that, bullying you into saying you need to do all that. That's your responsibility. And you don't know whether it is or not, because you don't have representation. You don't have anybody helping you decipher between the different offers. And, is this a local loan officer, or is this a Rocket Mortgage where they have a bad reputation? You wouldn't know that. Is this loan officer, is this lender going to get your house to closing, or they're known for not closing on time, and you already are purchasing another house and you need to sell yours first before you buy? Well, here you just, because you had to push your closing back, of the sale of your house, then that messes up the purchase of your new home, and it's like a domino. You could lose your new home because of your closing getting pushed back. So there's all these pieces and things that, as us agents, we do in the background that people just don't know. So I want to educate you guys and make sure you're not getting yourself into these positions that are bad and not good for you, and you end up losing money instead of making more money. So number 5, and that is people thinking they can lowball you since you're not paying commissions. I've heard that many times. They'll think, we can take 6% off the sales price that we're going to offer because they're not paying a commission. Or if you would have had that listed, that would never even been a thought, and they would have offered 20 or 30, 40, whatever, over asking, because their agent told them to do that. They knew they were going to be competing. Well, maybe you're not competing with your for sale by owner. Maybe they have no other offers, and then you can actually get a deal. Buyer will feel like they can get a deal. So that's not really, the best for you that way. Plus, you could be accepting offers coming in, or letting people see your house that aren't pre-approved. And you just cleaned your house up for nothing. And the people you find out can't even get a loan. And you just wasted how much time of your day? Us agents, we work with only pre-qualified people. We're not going to waste our time showing a house to someone that can't buy it. So, what's your time worth? Is your time worth looking all over, 10 different offers and you have no idea what's going on, which one to pick? Fielding 60 phone calls, dealing with lowball offers, pricing it too low, not getting over asking, not marketing it properly. There's all these things just to consider, think about, good, bad, and ugly. Like I said, it's just, I want everyone to know what they're getting into. And you can still sell it yourself. Go for it. At least now you know what you're up against and you can prepare for it. But I just, in this type of market, I hate to see you lose money. I think you could make more money than what you were going to save on these commission, the 6% commission. But anyway, I hope I didn't scare you with the stuff I had to say about for sale by owners. It's just for information, and I hope it helps you and educates you. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please, you can go onto my business page, List with Lindsay. I also post videos and educational stuff on there as well. But I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you later.